what is it that drives you in your work? Like, is it because this is kind of the hair I wanted to split with you. Is it about where you're going and what you're trying to achieve? Or is it more about the kind of person that you are and sticking to those values and stuff like never giving up, really?
Wow. So what I like about you is Braxton not going to take that surface deep. Like, he wants you to go in. That's what I like about you. I think it's a combination of both. It's my makeup. It's how I'm created. Like, I'm created to grind. Like, I'm known as a grinder. It's not like I'm doing it for social media. I'm past all those things. It's like that's my DNA to outwork the next man, to outwork my competition, and ultimately outwork myself to get better every single day, 1% better. That's just who I am. So I'm trying to satisfy that inner beast every day.
Yeah, that's the part that I really want to give to the listeners of this episode with Brandon May, is that competitive drive to improve, to be better, to make it stronger, to see that this machine works better the next day, to create, to innovate. That thing is crushed with comparison. If you compare your success with other people, it zaps the life out of it. Right? I ain't gonna be like that. Right. And that's if it's set on some type of ego thing, I'm gonna be the man, or people are gonna think I'm the coolest kid on the block and stuff. I've recently started to become really excited and really more so, I'd say, finding a lot of peace and drive, as opposed to like this like super high excited about the future. I've been starting to find more of a peace and drive when I'm focusing on me being better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be better than someone else. Yeah. Is that something that you have thought about, or no?
Yeah. So what I do is I'm reminded of the Kentucky Derby, and you watch those thoroughbred horses and the way that they run. And one thing I noticed about them is they got blinders on. They can't see anything on the side.
That's a great point.
They're always looking forward.
God damn it. I'm so glad. Brandon May, everybody. We are finishing this episode. That's all we needed to hear. They have blinders on.
They got blinders on.
That's the
point. So
point.
if I want to be a beast, which I think they are beasts, like they're trained to run forward and not sideways, or look at other people and compare what other people have going on. Because one thing I noticed when I was speaking at the beginning, like I would get 100 views and I would get discouraged. But then I go see like E.T. or I go see Inky Johnson. They getting like millions of views. And I heard myself talk, and I'm like, man, I'm saying some of the same things. Nothing really changed. And I'm the one that played in front of 100,000 people and conducted people around me. So then I got to the point where I was like down on myself. I was depressed. I was trying to look for ways to get better, but I wasn't getting better. I was just trying to get better at becoming them. I wasn't getting better at becoming myself.
And you lose the whole point.
You lose the whole point. Why are you living?
Then you go, okay, whatever you believe is up there watching you live, God or something, or a simulation, you go, hey, I just ruined the whole thing.
Exactly.
The whole point of me becoming the best that I could be, because I wanted to shorten that journey because I was afraid to look like a work in progress, I tried to emulate those who were already at the top.
Right.
You want to emulate those who are at the top in terms of the energy that they have, the resilience, the drive, the determination. But you don't want to become a copy of someone who's successful because you need success so badly you're willing to forfeit who you are as a person.
Right.
Like, even the Bible says you gain the whole world, lose your soul.
Exactly.
Right? That's a beautiful piece of wisdom. So you look at Inky Johnson, you look at E.T., right?
Yeah.
And you go, these guys are crushing it in the same domain I am, and I'm good and I'm trying, but I'm not even getting any views, no traction.
Right.
But what? How do you go, but I'm going to keep working on this? Like, what's the thought process there that people could listen to and go, that's a great way to think about it?
So what I did is I stood back, right, for probably 2 or 3 years, and I just watched the guys move. And then I backtracked what they was doing. I extract. That's the good thing about this. You get to extract stuff from people who's already traveled that journey, and you get a chance to take some of the things that they're doing very well and put it to your creativity, put it to yourself. So you authentically yourself, using some of the things they use to get to this point.
Yeah.
That's what I do with every single person that I deal with. So it's like, how do you flip this many houses in 2 years? It's because I extract some information from some people. I didn't compare myself.
Yes.
I extract. I took something from them. They gave me something. They gave me some tools that I was able to use with myself. Now my learning curve is shortened. So I don't have to look at it and say, oh, man, E and Inky and these people, they doing it at this level. What about the process? They went through the process. I can't cheat the process.
Yeah.
How many months it take for a person to have a baby? I always get confused. I'll be like 4 months, 6 months, 9. All right, we got it. 9 months.
Brandon knows a lot, but human biology, not that much.
It takes 9 months, right? It's contractions.
Yeah.
It's my little sister right now. She's getting ready to have a baby. She's sick. You know, you take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
She go to the urgent care. She do all these things leading up to that very moment where everybody's in the room and they're like, wow, it's a girl. She's beautiful. She's 3 pounds, this many ounces, all those things,
Usually
right?
more than 3 pounds.
All right, dang.
It's like 7 pounds.
7 pounds. I was like 15 or something. It's like a giant.
I mean, I was 9.5. That's a pretty big baby.
So you look at this thing and you say, you're looking at the baby, but you're not looking at the process. So you start comparing yourself. It's like, bro, that man went through it. Like, he drove to the schools and spoke for free. He drove here.
And then, too, sorry to interrupt.
No, you good.
But then, too, it's like the fact is you're off. You know, you're thinking about it wrong. You're trying to use this. Like, this is where some Buddhism, some yoga, some, like, mindfulness practice comes into this. That, like, the point of a dance is to do the dance, not to finish the dance.
Right.
You know, and the point of your life, if you really get meditative and introspective about it, it's to live your life.
Right.
And your life looks like your life, not their life, and extract the hell out of strategies that work. I mean, you know, you don't want to rediscover fire. Like, it's done, you know, like, we already know a lot of things. We are extremely well-educated people. So use that. But that's why I think, man, a lot of times people's drive is about fixing the insecurities inside of them, and that's why they are, as well as I have been, susceptible to quick fixes.
Right.
Susceptible to
Roman noodles. Everybody want Roman noodles.
Roman?
Yeah, somebody would say ramen. Some people say Roma. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on if you're from the South or the North. They want it, just pop it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Bam.
I was like, I mean, yeah, I like ramen. But yeah, they want to pop it, they want to be done with it. And it's not, and that's the thing, man. That's the freaking point, dude. And I hope that who's listening to this can gather this pearl that we're trying to extract from this conversation. That is, it is about the process of what you're doing. And it's not because you're a failure, it's about the process. It's like, oh, well, you know, you may not make it, so enjoy the process. That's cynical. That's not like you're not going to make it, so just enjoy the time. It's that the whole point is to thoroughly be involved in you taking the next step in your journey to be who you're going to be. Exactly. And it might take some self-evaluation. If sometimes some people's process is completely whack because the goal is only meant to ice your insecurity. Exactly. You need to be the man because you feel like a piece of shit and no one respects you. And so you're like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make a lot of money. So that way people can respect me. And then the whole thing is like this perverted attempt at trying to gain love from people instead of expressing excellence, you know?